Alright, welcome for another ride with Greg, everybody. Okay, so we are going to talk about how I got started, how I learned to ride a bike. Oh, crap. Yeah, like I've probably seen in my other videos, started out when I was about 7.5. And sorry, I'm just getting ready here. Oh, yeah, sorry, a little bit slow. Just had a steak dinner. Let me just get out of the parking lot here. Okay, here we go. Alright, so starting to ride a bike, how I learned. So we just had dinner with the parents there, so we're talking to my dad about, reminded me how we started out. And one of the first things he did to teach me how to ride a bike, he says, you're not riding anything until you can do a couple of things first. First thing, he took the bike, laid it on the ground, said, pick her up. Says, if you can't pick her up, you ain't going out. So I did my best to pick the bike up at first. I didn't quite know how. So we spent next little bit learning techniques on how to pick up a bike, which was really cool because, you know what, when you learn, especially when you're driving out in the sand, and I'm not talking about mud, I'm talking sand, so you know that's a little bit harder than mud to drive on sometimes. But gravel, there we go. You gotta know how to pick up the bike because you can go down anytime. Your front end gets buried into a little sand pit or a divot or whatever, and down you go. So once I learned how to do that, my first day. Second day was, he said, okay, well, you ain't going driving. I'm going, oh no, come on, I want to go drive, I want to learn. Nope, you have to learn how to fall off the bike first before you go out driving. So I'm just dying to drive, but okay, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes to learn to learn how to drive the bike. So away we went. He put me on the bike, he manually pushed me a little bit, and then he pushed the bike over. Well, not before giving me some instructions on how to fall off. So he says, if you're going down this way, this is what you do. So you make sure your legs are clear, your hands are clear, and if you're going down hard, you learn how to roll. So we did that for a couple hours, and we practiced me coming off the bike and safely getting away from it so that I wouldn't get caught underneath it and, you know, do more damage or whatever. So that was kind of cool. Then the next stage was to actually learn how to ride it. So it was kind of like riding a bicycle, so I was pretty good at that. But you had to learn how to drive through the sand because, you know, you drive on the cement, yeah, you go, and where you go, as long as you got balance, you should be okay. But in the sand, there's a few things. You gotta use your brakes differently, you gotta angle your body, you gotta have the strength to manipulate the bike. So that's the other thing. So we just went up and down the front road, or, you know, just learning how to, it was an automatic, so I didn't have to worry about shifting gears, but going up and down, learning how to control the bike and turn it around and how to stop. So that's what we did. And then finally, after about what are we up to now, 3 days, the fourth day, I was allowed to go out a little bit, but I always had to come back within a certain amount of time. If I didn't come back, he was going to come out and get me. So we did that for another day, and then it just gradually I can go out longer and longer and longer, and I just and I had to show him that I could control the bike, that I could still pick it up, that I still knew how to fall off. I still had to demonstrate the skills, show them that that I still remember it, that it's, you know, it's built into muscle memory, and away I went. So that first year, Oh, that was the greatest year. But that's how I learned how to ride a bike. I had to take it in stages. I was instructed and taught how to do it properly. And I hope everyone out there kind of had similar experiences, because I got to tell you, that was an invaluable experience, because my dad rode a bike, so he knows what it's about, the things you got to know, and he passed it on to me. So I was very appreciative of that. So hopefully everyone else had something similar, or someone to kind of guide them. But I know I do know of some guys that have just threw themselves on the bike and taught themselves. So, but you know what? I think it was nice that I had someone there to teach me that. So, anyways, I think that's a nice quickie for now. So we'll talk to you later. Happy trails.